Good morning and welcome to Something Saturday. So I've just discovered there's a fly in here, which is kind of annoying because I didn't know about it until I turned the air conditioner off, because the air conditioner is way too loud to be able to actually do a video with it. So let's hope it doesn't heat up too much. Okay, so, I know what I was going to tell you. Last week I showed you, enter Exhibit A, this thing, which is the new stamping positioner, and it is now purely available to anyone who actually joins Stampin' Up, which is a really good thing to do. I can highly recommend it, obviously. But the deal is that for a joining deal, you pick out up to $235 of goodies. You then pay them only $169 for that $235 of goodies, plus you get this for free, which is brand new. Half the demonstrators don't even have it yet. I am one of the lucky ones that I ordered mine before they pretty much took it off the market again in order to just have it as exclusively for brand new demonstrators. So last week I actually stamped this up, so those there using the stamping positioner, and I thought I would quickly show you how the card turned out. So I've used this really cool background. It's kind of like a long thin, actually I could just show you, that would make way more sense. Here it is. So it's from the virtual card making day retreat, this one here, and literally all I've done is just stamped it on there with Versamark and then put through gold embossing, silver obviously, because it doesn't look very gold, it looks way more silver, and then I've just added that just to highlight that silver coming into it as well. So I was quite happy with that card, and that was that was what I was going to show you before we got started on anything else. Now I am sliding backwards at the moment, so give me a second. I actually bought this Darling Dinos stamp set a little while ago and thought I will buy the dies when I can afford it. And then I discovered that it has actually gone onto the retiring list. But on a bonus, the dies have been reduced by about half, as has the stamp set itself, actually, I believe. So if you do want to get the Darling Dinos stamp set or dies, make sure you add them to your cart as individual products rather than as the bundle, because it is cheaper to do it that way. So, but I thought I would use this little one today, and I'm going to show you this really cool card that I found the other day when I was, as you do, scrolling through Pinterest and things like that. And I have mocked up a couple of them. So this was my first mock-up, and it's called a pop-out swing card. So that's my first mock-up of it, and then I did a second mock-up of it because I was curious to see whether you can change whereabouts it actually attaches on the inside piece. Turns out you can. That's a good thing. And then this was my third mock-up. So I'm going to go with this design because I actually really liked it. And I'm going to use some of these papers, which I have used before. They are called Nature's Walk Designer Series paper, and I've got to show you my favorite one of all. So that is my all-time favorite sheet. It's the colors that do it for me. Pop that away again, and I thought that paper would go really well with the dinosaurs. I was just kind of going with the vibe of, greeny sort of colours for my dinos. And I have gone ahead and I've cut out this particular one. I actually just want the frame part for this, and then I'm going to add it onto the top of this, which I've just cut it so that it will sit inside the frame, rather than actually cutting it with this, because otherwise then I end up with not this piece, obviously, a different piece. And I also end up with the frame. So I didn't really need that to happen again. Then I've also cut myself a couple of extra slices, which I will tell you what sizes they are. And I will also put it all on my blog. So never fear, I will put everything onto my blog. and the link will be below, as it always is. Okay, so to create the inside piece for this card, what I've done, you can do it differently, is I've actually taken it so that it is 1 centimetre shorter than the card itself. So in this case, my A4 card measures 14.8 centimetres, and I've cut this to 13.7 centimetres. Then I am going to score it in 5 centi increments. So you've got 5 centimetres there, 5, 10, wait, let's just bring the arm out, 10, then we go 15, and we cut it at 20. So you do end up with a little piece left over. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Potentially it might just end up in my, I have a pot that is 1 centimetre strips. So then you're going to fold this way, and this way. So it's going to end up like that. Okay, that's how you're going to need it. And then I'm going to find my bone scorer and just make sure that those are nice crisp folds, which now they are. So excellent. Okay, so the other thing that I want to do is I need to create an aperture, whatever you would like to call it, on here. And to do that, I'm going to use this. So I will bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And show you how I do this. So obviously I don't want the entire card cut, so I'm just going to put it like that. Lots of sews, sorry. I'm very good at sews. So, okay. Leave a little bit of a gap on either side and pop that down. Oh, send it through. It is going to cut out the whole thing. Sadly, I couldn't use this little middle piece because I needed something that was wider than that to go underneath the other piece, if that makes sense. I know what I'm talking about. Let's just pop this back over here again. Okay, we have that and that. We don't need those, so I can use those for another project. And I don't think we're going to get through this video without any more sews. Sorry. All right, this then will sit inside here. And you will notice that it's not going to, this doesn't actually come to the middle because it's only 5 centimetres, so it's a little bit shy of the middle, and it doesn't matter. I have discovered that it really doesn't matter. It could potentially be back here and it still wouldn't matter. So I was quite excited when I discovered that because it does mean that you can use any size of cardstock. Right, I need to centre this, and then I want to add, oh yikes, how the heck did I end up with glue there? Where is my pencil? Oi. If I pop that into here, like so, then I can just do that. And that will mean that I can now put my glue on these areas here. And I'm going to use my stamping seal. Arr, arr, arr. I just can't resist it. Every time I think of seal, I think of, you know, seals with their flippers together and arr, arr. All right. Got to be a little bit mad sometimes, haven't you? And there we go. Alrighty. Now, hopefully, I can line this up again. Looking pretty good. There it is. That's going to drive me nutty. All right, bring out the little thing that cleans it off. And there we go. Alrighty. Next thing to do is you will find that this kind of fits into there, but this piece, as you want it folded back, you want to keep it folded back like this and just add your bit of glue to here. And then you fold it down on top of there. Okay. And you'll then end up with this look. So that is basically how the whole mechanism works on it. Then we are going to add some extras. As I say, I've already cut this so that this piece will actually sit directly onto there. And where did my glue mat go to? Actually, just going to use a little bit of Tombow this time because I know this is a little thick to go around the edge of this. So let's just go around there. And we will sit that, whoopsies, onto there so it's hidden underneath, hopefully. Yep, that's pretty good. Righty-ho. Then I thought that I would also add a couple of pieces onto the inside here. We've got 1 and 2. Now we can head back to the seal. And put that onto that side. And I didn't actually consider having it so that it would carry on across, so I'm just going to make it so that it really doesn't carry on across, because I actually did cut it as a strip down one side of the paper, so there was no way it was actually going to coordinate together properly, if that makes sense. The pattern, yeah, I know what I mean. I'm sure you do now too. Yeah, no pattern continuation. There you go. Too bad. So sad. This is a kid's card. Don't think they're going to be too fussed. I don't know too many really fussy kids, little kids, when it comes to dinosaurs, I have to admit. So, come on, you can come out. Isn't he so cute? Let's add him onto here. And we are going to stamp him. Oh, I didn't think of that. I actually intended to stamp it before I got this onto here, so that was really silly of me. And now I am thinking that I'm going to... Oh, I know what. Okay. She just threw this bit of thingo out. So that was quite convenient, wasn't it? And I think it's just those two parts there that potentially might overlap. All right, what colour am I going to do my dino in? I think, therefore I am. That's not there. Oh, that's right, it's packed away for my class. Drat it. In that case, I think we will go with shaded spruce or garden green. Potentially garden green might be the better colour on this. Yeah, I was going to go with mossy meadow, but I've realised that that is packed and it's in my classroom, and I am not. I am in my craft room. So let's just pop him onto there. And yeah, it's a good job I did put that onto there, because otherwise I would have ended up with little extra bits on the side, which I didn't really want. All right. Now, before I attach this down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour him in with my stamping blends, because there's a good chance it's going to come all the way through. And then that means that this extra piece that we had cut off, I will actually be able to cover over where the stamping blends have actually come through. So give me a moment. Right, so as you can see, I've now coloured him in, and yes, the blends have definitely gone over the back. So now I can just kind of cover it up with this. I'm going to do it so that, because I know that half of this is going to be hidden anyway, I'm actually going to do it so that I've got maybe a little bit showing on that side. It won't actually matter, you know. So let's attach that down. Also gives it a little bit more stiffening to it. And then this part then sits straight into there. And we can pretty much actually, no, we're not going to use that. We're going to use a bit of Tombow on this, because I actually do want it to stay in place. Don't want it accidentally falling out when it shouldn't. And I've just realized that I have done exactly the same as I've done the last 2 times that I've made this up. Okay, you do not put it onto this side. You put it onto the other side. Oh, Heather. Having coloured him in, I have discovered that obviously it does leak through all the way, but I realised that I made a bit of a mistake, because I was going to attach him down, and I did attach him down, and that's the part of the video that you haven't seen, because I went to attach him down to this side, which doesn't work if you do that. It really has to be this side, and therefore I should have decorated up that side before I laid it down. Oh, learn from my mistakes. Okay, so not being one to scrap an entire card and start again, what I've done is I've measured my little amount here, and I've decided that where that line is, 5.5 centimeters will work for kind of like a square there. So what I want is half a square. So I've created a 5.5 centimeter square, and I will add that into there so that it's not going to be, because this is going to sit onto this side, you're going to actually see what's underneath there. Oh my goodness, why could I not have remembered that to begin with? Potentially because I actually hadn't made this up properly before. So now that I have, now I know. Okay, let's pop that into this little section here. Still, it will be a very unique card. So when you do it, I thoroughly recommend that you decorate up that strip and this strip and this strip. And even if you were to do it so that they coordinate and you actually see, you know, the coordination of the paper going through, would probably be even better. Just saying. All right. And that has meant that I now have quite a sticky back to this, so I've had to cut a new piece which is identical size to the one that I had, instead of just using that little square that came out of the original die cut, which is what I had planned to do, but there you go. Some plans just aren't meant to be. There we go. Doesn't really matter. Just makes this a little bit thicker. Not as thick as some, as they say. However, this is now ready to sit into here, and this is the side, this side here. Take note, this side. And I am saying that as much for myself as for anyone else. I am going to add glue to this side. Maybe when the glue decides to come out. Okay. It wants to fit directly into that hole. There it is. So that is your dinosaur directly into that hole. And then look at that. How cool is that? And interestingly enough, I now have an extra triangle because of the fact that I cut that triangle there. So I thought I would put that maybe onto the outside here, although I could cut it in half again and have half a triangle up there and half a triangle down here. Ooh, or, well, actually, I don't mind that idea. Tell you what I'm going to do though, because there's no way I'm going to find the center of that. I'm just going to go like that, and then I can, right, there it is, and I want it to the point. There we go. So I could actually add that onto there now that I have that spare piece, which is entirely my fault. Let's do that. And then I will add some sort of saying to it, potentially one of these sayings. Hope your birthday is dynamite, and raw means dinosaur. I know I don't have a child who's into dinosaurs anymore, but it's so cute. I love even the little top hat that you could put on top of them and the balloons and everything. So anyway, that is what I wanted to show you today. It is called, well, obviously the video has a name now. Pop Out Swing Card is what it's called. And I hope you have a go and that you actually remember to stick it on the right side, literally the right, not the left. Because clearly I did not remember that. But you know what? It's always good when I make a mistake. That means that you guys can learn from it. So do come back and join me next week. Oh, make sure you visit my blog. So I will put all the measurements onto my blog and potentially tell you that you need to remember to put on the right side. Yeah, come back and join me next week and we'll see what we do next week. Okay, thanks. Bye.